viewers, welcome back to Late to the Party. I'm Isaac.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jose.
I'm Liz. This is Josh.
I'm Nate.
This movie is 1989's Weekend at Bernie's. It stars Andrew McCarthy, Jonathan Silverman, who I thought was David Schwimmer for many years, until I finally rewatched the movie and I saw that was not David Schwimmer. Terry Kaiser as Bernie. It's a movie about two pals who work at an insurance company, and they find out that there's some discrepancies, that millions of dollars are being swindled through the company. They bring it up to their boss. The boss invites them to his home in the Hamptons, and he plans to kill them. Instead, the guy who's going to kill them kills him, and the weekend turns a... Liz, why'd you shake your head?
I forgot how convoluted this whole story was.
You see the tale of these two friends hanging out with this dead boss the whole weekend, and it's a fun weekend at Bernie's. This has a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 90% of the people like this movie, apparently, to Google users. Since we've all seen the movie, have we all seen this movie before? Lego?
Yes.
I'd seen it when I was probably 6, so it was pretty easy.
The only person that hasn't seen it was Jose. And Jose, going straight to you. Jose's Wi-Fi went out again, guys.
Right.
Can't tell if he's a marionette or if he's dead.
Man, Weekend at Bernie's. God. It was a fun one, but I feel like almost every show that I loved and that being referenced time and time again, I think I was expecting like bust my ribs laughing the entire time. And unfortunately, I didn't get that. It's like the great Nelson Muntz once said, it was funny, but it wasn't ha-ha funny.
Nice Simpsons reference.
Okay. Lego, your take on the movie?
What?
What was your take on the movie? Since you haven't seen it since you were 6.
Oh, I liked it. I definitely remembered that like there was lots of attractive people in it. My young eye definitely noticed the bikinis and all that, so I was happy to see that was all still there. It was a cool movie. I really liked the house and like the architecture and all the colors and everything. It was really cool looking, and especially because it wasn't just like teal and magenta, that like mauve color, that's like in every 80s everything. So it was cool to see like a different color palette being used. It's a cool movie, pretty funny. I could see why 90% of people like it.
Nate, we're super excited that we found this movie back on Amazon, and we're happy to review it. So your take on us reviewing the movie now.
Isaac, seems like you got a taste of the Latino community internet today.
Hell yeah.
The movie, I was waiting to surf that wave of nostalgia, and it was like ripples, man. I didn't catch any waves of nostalgia. I was distracted by different things. It wasn't bright enough and shining enough to keep me going. I think that I'm a little bit more dry, and I need things to be a little bit more cerebral, even to be funny to me now, which is probably sad for me that I need the jokes to be more cerebral. Because I remember when I watched this in the 80s, it was so dope. And then 4 years later, the sequel came out, and I'm like, wow, he should be like a skeleton by the time the sequel came out. But I don't know, it didn't carry over for me like it did before, so it lost something for sure.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Scott's, could this movie be made today?
Yeah, it's a comedy. Everybody still likes it. I don't know though, because it just seemed like it was slapstick humor, and I think people have moved a little bit beyond that. It was like it was like a bunch of little mini episode misadventures after another is kind of what it was. It was like, okay, here's act 1, da-da-da, here's act 2. Okay, you know what I mean? And it was just like, they just kind of crammed all those little like segments together to make the movie. I mean, it was fun, and I still think it could be made now. It's just, it has to have a little bit more, it has to be a little bit more over the top or more gratuitous with the gross humor or something. I don't know. This is like classic slapstick humor, which I appreciate growing up on the Three Stooges and Abbott and Costello and things like that. But yeah, it could be made. It just has to tweak a little bit.
I think I'm going to agree with Nate and Isaac. I remember loving this movie when I was younger, and going back to watch it, there were like parts that I remembered that I kind of thought, oh yeah, that was funny, but I just don't think it holds up over time. And it's one of those things that maybe it's a function of that era in which it was made, the 80s, you know, with the stock market and cocaine and all of that kind of stuff. And it just doesn't hold the same kind of water today that it held back then. So could, you know, in this day of reboots and reshoots and all that kind of stuff, would they remake it? Maybe, but I don't think they should. They should just let sleeping dogs lie.
Nice.
Well, I think you could argue that they did already remake it, because it seems to be the same premise as a Swiss Army Man with Daniel Radcliffe.
What?
Never heard of it.
Is that the one where he's naked?
No, that's different. Play, you weirdo. Why do you know these things? You're not that highbrow.
What I did like though is that it's how the girl was digging his apartment. She said it's a very 60s look, and flash forward now, having an apartment all decorated in an 80s look is kind of what's considered hip. So I like that little generational skip right there.
Yeah.
Lego, what was your favorite part of this movie?
Ooh, man. Shit, sorry guys. I don't know. I really don't know. There was nothing that was like, whoa, that's a zinger right there, or, you know, I don't know. I kind of like the boat scene. That was pretty funny. Oh, okay. I like the boat scene where they're trying to get it off the dock, and the metal that's holding the boat, the little anchor, totally like bends. That was pretty funny. If you've ever held one of those things, a piece of rope being pulled would not bend one ever. So that was kind of funny.
That is illegal. What you're doing there, that is illegal.
Yes.
That part made me laugh so much when I was younger, and it just got a chuckle out of me. It wasn't like, I remember this movie making me laugh so much, and it was very, like you all said, it's corny, and I was just like, man, I expected too much more. It's been so long. All right, we're getting straight to the buckets, because I know I'm messing up right now with the Latino Wi-Fi. Let's start with Nate. Nate, how many buckets?
I really wanted this to have that nostalgic feeling. And like you were saying, I remember being a kid, and I laughed till I had cramps, and I watched it with my friends my age, and I just didn't have any of it. I had zero laugh out loud moments. I remember that when he's getting dragged by the boat and he starts hitting the ding, ding, hey, what's that noise? When I was a kid, I was like, ha, 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 that's funny, that's Bernie. I'm like, didn't do it this time. And maybe because I knew Maybe because the 80s are gone. Maybe a culmination of a bunch of different things, but it just didn't hit for me. And I know the premise of the show is whether or not, these things are gonna work now, and it just didn't work for me. So I'm gonna give it like a 4. I'll give it a 4.
Scott's.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an average fun movie, I guess. So I'm gonna give it 5 buckets. But I gotta say, my favorite character in this though was the little kid that buries Bernie. Oh my god, that was like, I forgot about that little shit. So that's the only like part of the movie I like enjoyed was him, and then grown men chasing around an 8-year-old. Yeah, so it was just kind of average for me. So 5 buckets.
I would like to rate it higher because I have very fond memories of the movie, and it's interesting while we're talking about it that I'm laughing more at the memory of those things occurring rather than actually having seen them. There was only one scene in the whole movie that I laughed out loud at, and it's when the two of them are listening to the phone recording of the guy who's coming to kill them, talking to Bernie, and he's actually planning to kill Bernie instead. But they're talking on the recording, and they say, oh, these two guys are getting off the ferry at like 6 p.m. and these two schmucks or whatever. And like the one guy, what is it, Larry, he says, hey, we were getting off the boat at 6 p.m. And the other guy's like, and we're two schmucks. So that part I laughed out loud. But so I think it's a pretty average film for that era, and going by the rating system that Nate's got out there, that's at least a 5. I'm going to give it 6 because it has one element that nobody's discussed, which is Catherine Mary Stewart. Woo! She was good looking back then, man. What was she in also?
Last Starfighter.
The Last Starfighter. Oh. Anyway, 6 buckets.
The 6 buckets are because of her, not because of the
No.
That is see that she wasn't in one of those bikinis.
Oh, who puts her in a one piece covered up?
Maybe she had standards.
Why is she in a movie?
I myself will give it 5 buckets. I remember it being a lot more funnier, but it was fun. Jose, how many buckets for you?
Well, being that it's had an impact, and I really liked how he actually stayed in character as the dead body. I was actually really impressed by that because I probably would have been laughing every 2 minutes as the camera was rolling. The director would have hated my ass. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, and I definitely appreciate it. I don't know, maybe I wish I was a lot younger. I don't know what it is, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that had that. I was expecting more from it. So I'm going to go with the 5. I'm going to give it 50%.
And buckets, Lego.
Oh, this is an easy one. 10 buckets, guys.
Very nice, Lego. Very nice.
Bravo, sir.
Why?
It's a fun movie. It's fun, it's funny. There's a lot of it's stood the test of time. Everybody's referenced it. The design elements are really cool. They point out that Liechtenstein, and then also I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a Rothko in the background when the guy with the revolver's chasing him around. I thought that was pretty cool. It's a well-designed movie. It's pretty funny, and I enjoyed it. So 10 out of 10.
Did you laugh out loud at once during that movie?
I did when he said that's illegal. The guy on the boat. That was pretty fucking funny.
Mainly the best they could with what they had. You guys got a square jaw.
I like the arm when they're waving. Oh, that was good. I don't know. I laughed a couple times, but I wasn't belly laughing, for sure.
I did LOL when they're first rolling him out to the patio or the porch, and they end up flipping him over the side of the house, and he just drops. Like,
Oh
that was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
What did he say? It's a 10 points or whatever.
10 point. I'll give it a
He
10.
rates
No,
the-
yeah, I give it a 10 points.
For style.
I mean, it was pretty funny too when they were making out, and then he just happens to wash up on shore. Like, oh, it had its moments. It had its
in
moments.
the 80s when it was happening, when they dump him off the ledge and he's on the ground. And I'm going to say that the moments during the 80s, like Josh was saying, remembering seeing it was funnier than actually seeing it.
Yeah.
But anytime where they had the assassin, wherever he would pop up, and how he would see his facial expressions, you could tell that he was very perturbed that Bernie kept on showing up, and he thought he poisoned him and strangled him and
Got him.
did all these things, and he just kept coming back.
Got him like whipping him.
Bernie's dead body, his dead body even got laid during the 80s. I was like, wow.
This guy gets laid. This guy gets laid
See?
more than I do.
Now, why is it that we're laughing out loud now, but when we watched it, it was like crickets?
I think you need to watch it with people, like a group.
Yeah.
You know, that might have been it.
When I was younger, we'd
That
watch,
might have been it.
and my mom loves this movie. This is one of her top 10 movies, and she always would laugh so loud that we would all get in with her on the laughs.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think a lot of comedies are like that. If you think back on all the comedies and stuff like that, if you watch it by yourself, oh yeah, that's kind of funny, but you're not laughing while you're watching it. But when you're with somebody, you're like, dude, isn't that great? And then you just start talking and like chit-chatting about other funny stuff. And yeah, I think comedies are meant to be watched as a group. It's one of those few
In
things.
the movie theater.
Yeah, everybody laughing, everybody having fun, it's like a big party. It's like a party at Bernie's.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Next time we have a comedy, I'm going to get my kids involved and at least sit with them and watch it. So that way I can try to create the vibe again.
I think it's a good one, though. Or else they're going to get mad at you and be like, how come we have to suffer?
I was watching it with my son, and my son was getting mad because they were so dumb they didn't know he was dead. He was so frustrated with them. He's like, don't they know he's dead? And then that boat scene came on, and he was laughing when he was ding. So I wasn't laughing like I used to.
Hey, but now I know where the Simpsons got that whole joke where Homer rolls out the back of the ambulance
Yes.
and over the gorge. Now I know. It was
Right.
cool. That's what I'm saying. It's cool. Like seeing where all this. I don't know. Wanted more.
Well, you had to see it when you were young, back in the 80s.
You can
Well, I
always
can't do
watch
that
the
anymore.
sequel.
The sequel you have to pay for on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I was trying to watch them back to back. I was not going to watch the sequel.
Is it the same cast in the sequel?
Yeah.
Is Bernie still dead? I haven't seen the sequel.
The sequel, he
Is
gets
Bernie still dead? No, they zombie him back to life.
and a voodoo mama Juju brings him back to life.
Really?
Yeah. He does a conga line, I remember. He does
I
a
don't think I've
dance.
seen that one. That doesn't sound familiar at all.
He does a dance, and he has like this Bernie dance. And I remember we used to do that dance when we were younger, just to make the Bernie my mom laugh.
Hey, if we all pitch in, it's only 85 cents each, guys. Come on, dig deep.
Yeah, but then we'll have to do the Bernie dance on screen, all of us. We'll have to do like a little conga line, like Bernie dance while it's happening.
I dance.
Maybe
I
that's
dance
what
to
we'll do.
Xanadu.
There you go.
There you guys have it. Weekend at Bernie's. Picking next week is Liz Scott. And what you got for us, Liz?
All right. Well, since you guys keep going back to the second category thing, I have two. There's one that's titled Dreaming of Indiana. And the other one is it's a little more obvious. Underrated Disney movies, because I'm a Disney girl. So those are your two categories.
Indiana, where the wind comes whipping around the corner.
We need to watch Oklahoma so Nathan can get that one right.
Yeah.
Dreaming of Indiana. Is it Indiana Jones?
No.
You shut up. Stop it.
That's my only hope. It's like Disney or Indiana Jones. I got to go Indiana Jones.
Well, isn't technically Indiana Jones Disney?
Technically.
No, I mean, they
That's
own the
10 years
property,
ago.
but they never done anything with it.
Yeah, they did. They made a ride.
There you go.
Pretty good. All right.
What the
They
hell?
cashed in, baby. Huh, Dreaming of Indiana.
Or
Or
underrated,
underrated.
movies.
Is there such a thing as an underrated Disney movie, I ask?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. If you
Wow.
pick that
Song of the
category,
South.
You'll find out.
Damn it! Song of the South.
Underrated.
Underrated.
And Fantasia.
And underappreciated, really.
That's right.
Let me see.
I got one for Indiana.
So,
Who voted Indiana?
Nate.
I did.
Yeah, I'm curious. Fuck, let's go with Indiana.
Let's go with
Let's
under Disney.
Got to be a descent in the ranks.
So now it's a job between Josh and Lego. What do you guys got?
I don't know, man. Is
No,
it
you pick it and make him go.
no. I want him to pick Freddy because I know what's on the list. It's not fair.
Shit. We'll go with the Indiana. We'll risk it. Risk it all.
All right. So that's all right. So the 3 movies for that for Dreaming of Indiana is National Treasure,
Ooh.
The Mummy,
Ooh.
and Sahara.
What?
Sahara.
Go with Matthew.
And, Sahara has Matthew McConaughey in it and Penelope Cruz.
I'm gonna go with National Treasure.
Okay.
Yeah. We gotta steal the Declaration of Independence.
I can't wait to see our Nicolas Cage impressions if this goes through.
And that's why I'm going with National Treasure, baby.
All right.
Because the man is a national treasure.
True that.
Nate, where you at?
Nate.
I'm leaning towards The Mummy.
Okay.
1, 2.
I
So that's
kind of want to check out Sahara.
Yeah, I've never seen Sahara. You know, I'm with Lego. I'm down for Sahara. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Let's
But-
do Sahara.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I've never.
Nicolas Cage will have to wait for a different category. So there you go. Sahara it is, and it's on Amazon Prime, and I believe it's free.
Yeah, we found it for you.
So yeah. Fuck you, we found it ourselves.
That's a first. Good job, guys.
Let's roll.
All right.
All right. Until next time, I'm Isaac.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jose.
I'm Liz.
And Josh.
And I'm Nate.
And we're late to the party.
For sure.